excited because what I want to show you today is stripes have such a patriotic look in many cases, or we can make them look patriotic, how we manipulate them and how we use them. So I love this outfit. It was sent to me by someone, by a customer, by one of you, and I just absolutely loved it. It's simple, and yet it's patriotic to me with the way it's done. So I just wanted to share it with you. It's very easy to do, very quick, very simple. I used pattern number 113. That's kind of my go-to for 195 that's been lengthened. And so it's already been lengthened. I didn't even have to worry about that. What I did do is I cut a seam right down center front. And when you do that, be careful. It's got to be straight, obviously. But I love the pairing of the vertical and the horizontal stripes. I just really liked it. I hope you like it as much as I do, but there's some other little touches that I really liked as well. So on the crystal sheet looks like this. I want to talk about crystals because crystals right now, during post-Memorial Day and pre-4th of July, they're just fun to use. They kind of look like stars and flags, and they're just a lot of fun to use. So in this particular case, what I did is I just cut a corner off. So I just gave a bias cut to there, and literally just placed it like that because it looked a little bit like a flag to me. So it almost looks like the stars and the stripes and a flag. So you can create so many fun things. Then the fold over trim. Love this fold over trim. One thing I wanted to go back. When you're going to fuse these crystals, and they fuse really well and they fuse permanently, just cut them to what you want. The adhesive page is on a paper so that they won't stick. Just cut them however you want, lay them on, and just give them heat for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, just a little bit of time. If you start to pull the paper up and they're coming with it, put it back and put it on for a little bit longer. When they are hot, they'll peel off, but if you leave them and just let them sit, which is what I did, for maybe a minute, and then peel it off, you'll see that they stay. So there's no hard, they're not, I mean, you know, people have said, why don't you put instructions out? I guess I haven't realized that they're anything difficult. You just peel them, stick them, and then take it off. And if you start to peel them at any time and they don't stick, they're not ruined. You just put heat back on them until they finally stick, and they're great. They're fun. They're really fun. Especially doing something like this, I wanted to do a little patriotic. And then I wanted to pull it into this fold over trim. I love this silver. It just, I just love it. I love the silver fold over trim. You can tell I really like the outfit. Because I think what's interesting is when you look at this half, it looks so much thinner than this half. Even though they're exactly the same. I cut them out of the same piece of fabric. I know they're exactly the same. And even when I look at it, I swear, no, that can't possibly be right. It's not that one looks heavier. It's just you notice that one looks thinner. So just a reminder to ourselves, if we're wearing stripes, horizontal stripes are not our best look. Anyway, but the sleeves are vertical. You do need to have a fabric that has stretch in both directions. This is a fabric that we have, the gray and white. I love it. It's so soft, and it's a cotton. It's just amazing. When you go to sew the side, because this back is exactly the same, and I don't have it on because I can't talk about my back, this is vertical as well. If you notice the bottom of the vertical is cut longer, and I made my difference 4 inches. It's cut longer than the horizontal. But then I also want you to notice this horizontal. And this really can't be done any other way, especially if you're using a dart. If you're not using a dart, I guess you could do it another way, but you know, I'm a dart fanatic. So you can only match either above the dart or below the dart. Now, because your arm is down, this portion is much more visual. You might say, well, why not match this? There's more of it. And you can. It's your choice. You can just easily match whichever portion you want. But when there is a French dart, that's usually matched below. And I've seen that time and time again, but it, again, is your call. Your arm is generally covering most of this. This is actually more what shows. So I always have a tendency to choose that portion. All right, so then stripes, what I have on, what I did with this, in this particular case is I paired them with blue jeans. So this almost takes on a red, white, and blue look as well. So what I wanted to show you today, and it's short and sweet, but I wanted you to see that red, white, and blue isn't necessarily red, white, and blue. It can be other things that look patriotic that are just incredible. So Happy sewing from Silhouette Patterns.